welcome to Pan-African News on Pan-African Television. With me, Yaa Anane Nartey. We're streaming live on Facebook at Pan-African Television. A very good afternoon to our 32 neighboring countries watching from far and near. Now to our top stories making headlines. Bram youth demonstrate against DC over relocation of market to school park. Now work wherever you are reposted. Health Minister to nurses. 10 witchcraft camp into welfare homes for vulnerables. Dr. Mazouk Abubakar. On our business front, 1.50 million Ghanaians have now bank account, Baumia says. This and many other stories coming up shortly. Stay tuned. News in detail. Ghana's Health Minister Kweku Agyeman-Manu has cautioned health workers to desist from seeking reposting when they are placed in some hard-to-reach rural communities across the country. Now, the minister said that practice must be discouraged as President is working to secure funds to bridge gap with the health between the rural communities and the urban centers.
First na your district ewo Afranse aha e na omu jisika na omu de kwa Afranse e de koye ehoye ewo mu na omu se o yen fi Afranse na ye fambra poti se say ye supporting for ase aso na womba jisika e de akọ poti nso boys bia ni ho omu ase omu hwehwe adwuma omu ko district a omu nya so wehu nso ye gu ha mu say obia ni ho omu a sabe oye kromania like police another oya abanya adwuma well but omu jijiska wo market wo e na omu da akoye de omu da akoye district ni ye nso from all this wrong no omu nyi market enfa member no so wahu nti say omu ebaje ya park boys ne bobo wo so abaya market say omu da say ya temporary ibo na afi so afi ye 2 na omu nko nti park ne de ye nte ya omu but wo police station achi wo na ye wo enkofu bebre omo a omu asiwi omu ye.
It is a record that the nation is losing over 1,200 people to kidney and urogenital diseases every year.
My answer, much said Diana, and getting my own to me, a Daniel go, I am market no. But as if I'm penny for no almost through, I want to move back. Now I said,
and he says, Minister Kolebu alone has said no nationwide. He says it is likely we can have even more. Again, a lot of resources are sunk into flying people outside the shores of Ghana for treatment of acute nephrology cases, and it is only fair that this project is done and done very well to save lives and save resources of our country. So, Excellency, there is still a long way to go in achieving the desired specialist facilities that the country deserves. But government is not resting on its laurels. We have come a long way in building our healthcare infrastructure through successive governments, but the gap remains huge and still needs to be filled. The biggest challenge however facing the ministry is the reluctance of prospective health workers to serve in facilities outside the big cities of Accra, Kumasi, and to some extent Takoradi. This problem is further compounded by parents and relatives who come up with several stories hoping to effect changes after postings. Let me serve notice, Mr. President, with your indulgence, that this phenomenon will no longer be countenanced as the country stands the risk of losing out on the achievement of the much talked about universal health coverage. Mr. President, yesterday I had an occasion to ask a very close friend who was coming to me to try to change the posting of relative. And I told him that the president is going to build hospitals across the country. So if our children, our nephews and nieces should all come and work in Kolebu and Ridge, how will we get doctors to go to those places? So seriously, I'm working on discouraging all of us who will come and say they have been posted to OT, but I want to come to Accra. So President, the sad thing is that close to 82% of all doctors in our country are found in the environs of Accra and Kumasi. And so we have places that I call the one hospital, one doctor syndrome. So the doctors in such facilities are working 24 hours and rest for 365 days a year. They can't even go on leave. Some don't have doctors at all. Government has taken steps to improve the incentive packages for staff posted to the rural and less endowed areas. And I'm encouraging all of us to see ourselves as Ghanaians and work wherever we are posted. You never know where you will need medical help. It is my hope that we will all put our hands to the wheel and drive our health sector growth in the right direction.
The deputy spokesperson of the National Chief Imam, Dr. Mohammed Mazouk Abubakar, has urged the government to take over the witch camps and transform them. Now he calls on educational institutions to develop the program to aid in understanding the differences between religion and culture.
The government should take over these witch camps and transform them into welfare homes for the elderly. This should be a catalyst for all of us to move from one mentality to another. And remember, we are dealing with an issue that seems to be a clash between secularism and culture. And for us to have an amicable solution, we should try as much as possible to bring healthy relationship between secularism and culture in our approach to the solution. Beyond the closure is reintegration. And there's no way we can ensure the reintegration without proper education for all of us to understand that we live in a multicultural, multi-religious, democratic society governed by the rule of law. And therefore, for all of us to understand that we have a role to play, we need to mount a serious form of education for Ghanaians to understand the limitations of culture and tradition in the context of a secular democratic society. This way, we will not just be tackling an issue instantly, we will be tackling an issue perpetually and eternally. We should try as much as possible to also include academics. We believe that the academics, particularly universities and other training institutions, have a role to play. We suggest that institutions of learning mount programs on gerontology, and this refers to the study of old men, old women, and old age. If we are able to produce graduates from these programs, then we can use them as ambassadors to educate the Ghanaians to understand the need for the symbiosis between religion and culture, between religion and society, between religion end secularism.
I've been joined on phone by Madam Comfort ASARE, Director of Gender Department, Ministry of Gender, Social and Children Protection. Hello, Madam Comfort.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome to Pan African News on Pan African Television.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so we don't have much time. I would want to go straight to the question. There have been a consensus during last Friday event about retransforming the witch camp into, how do we call it, the welfare homes. What is your take as a gender minister, the gender department? What is your take on the submission?
What is my take on what? On partner, what partnership? We are part of the ministry, so I don't get your question. Hello?
Hello.
We are part of the ministry, so...
Okay.
I can now hear you.
Okay. So I was asking, during last Friday event, they were actually saying they want to revamp or transform the witch camp into a welfare home. As you being part of the gender department, what is your take on this submission, trying to revamp or transform the witch camp into a welfare home?
Yes, it's one of the strategies that wants to start to stop harmful practices against women. Witchcraft accusation is always seen towards women as they are maltreated, disgraced, and stigmatized. So, transforming the witches camp into a shelter, not a welfare home, into a shelter is the best option for us because it will remove the stigmatized name of that community and nobody will refer to them as witches.
Okay, so I would want to find out what makes you think transforming the witch camp? Hello? Okay, let's go for a quick break. We'll be back shortly. We'll bring you more news. Stay tuned.
Breakfast good day, every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Breakfast good day, every day.
Every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Apologize for that. We had a technical issue, but that doesn't stop us from moving on with our next story. Now, residents in the Commander EDINA district in the central region are worried about the abandoned fish processing plant, the only fish processing plant in the country at Elmina after its construction. The plant, which was built by the Estwal Mahama administration, is being left open to residents since the Kufaldo-led administration took over power.
Residents in an interview on Constituency Connect on Pan-African Television questioned why a project of this kind is left inoperative. They believe governance is a continuous process and that they should expect the current government to open up the plant, which could create numerous job opportunities to the people in Elmina and the general public at large. According to one of the residents, Saint Mekam, all efforts to draw the attention of the president to such a good initiative prove futile. He says the plant was constructed using taxpayers' money and he doesn't understand why such a project will be left unused. Mekam further pleaded with the current Akufo-Addo-led administration to open the plant to cut down on unemployment in the district. The company is to serve the people of Elmina, Commander EDINA Egwafu Abrim and its environs.
Medele Saint Mekam Elmina na mo na motin de ehwe hien ade osuwe oye fishing process wo sisi wo de wozere bobua edinaman netitu mfarefo na wokopon ehwe odum birbia ibu na enam wo ebu kra enam ne petepete wo wonto na wa asai ne de minti na onam dum abana we twem kwan mekire endi saban obeya obesi da ma de ohwe ehawa yelfum na obebesi da ma de otedam na odisian ho dem bro obeya obobo ihe mfarefon ne de minti ye nyina hinenyu agye waka da wodere ban ye gi tum da ampa ye be den ye be wo fambre hen no obeya mayen senda hen na mbesi wona wasa ya woronto ye bese na etu egu na oche de epuna ye krain ya akonijan because ye the petrol oya premise na ye zeko se bosha premise se mumpo di baby oya hen president wenye ni baby kon John the late president John Evans Fifi Atamres osistan onam ewiza na woli yenenti osisa premise nenyu obaye ni blue ne de minti o ma se etiko baby ala wuhu de e oya apofo one premise another one petrol wa fangwa wazoko ne de minti na wusi dem oshedi nsu no se no dem do de ma de baby suwa men dem bro be nam na weden wapanen wode be na obudo onka sai na we saadi wode suwa menyol kase ehwam bre dodo wudi saadi ote dem na hwe we siesi wo hwamano hote won fa ye adwuma ade wode be da nche wo fa ye fishing processing sisi am yol kase blog ice blog na wutwe no ho aso adi wo siesi wode wo funtwa ice blogger
mutual fish processing plant team.
Man, I'm Cassachero. As I see, I'm in Lucas, so Obama call me enter in Chibundo as some American or in the court road. But on them, young person, Mukunyanti, one pede, Yaba a hot night way to me away when Yama all quado. Say, what's a moboa? One paying for one bra. O man pay ya to am and not to am Yaka catch his excellency, Nenekufado. Yatu da mun kase ya zamunana ta mi biya obaba baye obaba minyola kase ya hweda waya waye nso azi na oyeden osiwe ye baye da na Ghana ejapazo otedam Ghana ejapazo otedam na orbiso na wa renkanan ma nketso no nkura we za bayin sem wo ma na ehwa oyaze papa sika puto otedam wode sa da otedam wode siwo na won pede wo bosodo ma oye mi oyende abani awodi na nche minyim de the late president ehwe kasuwa interchange na wo na obe no hu ndo Ghana Japan osodo na nche no Akufo-Addo bei ode hu de o Ghana Japan obobo mfalefo ode be no so eden esodo enso azo otida modo na sisi ara all say na neka ya Canada nti mututosre se wuliteya yempe fu wuliteya wombo mazana wombra na ednafo yerebre keye yerebre into wombo mazino wombra na wombe wombe shemkina ma azino bote onam dum wozi da medani wozi bisi won dam boten onye adwuma ofombo keye.
Angry youth in the Goma-Budumbram in the Goma East District of the Central Region have demonstrated against their DCE, Honorable Solomon Darko Kwam, for the attempt to relocate Budumbram market women to a school park. Now, according to the angry youth, the school is the only recreational center left for social activities such as football and other activities. Some demonstrators have expressed their grievances and readiness to resist the relocation of the market to school park.
First, now your district, our France, aha, and on Mujisika, no ọmụ dịkwa afranse edịkwa ya ẹhọ ye ẹwọ mụ a na ọmụ se o yẹn yi fi afranse na yẹn fa mbra ẹyị pọtin sese a yẹsẹ pọtin fọ ase aso na wọn bá disika ẹdị akọ pọtin nso boys bia ni hɔ ọmụ a sɛ ọmụ hwehwɛ adwuma ọmụ kọ ẹyị district a ọmụ nya sɛ wẹhu nso yẹ gu ha mụ se obia ni hɔ ọmụ a sabi ọyẹ ẹyị kuromanya like ọhyɛ police anara ọyɛ abɛnyɛ adwuma wẹhu but ọmụ jiji ska wọ market wọ ẹna ọmụ dị akọ yẹ ọmụ dị akọ yẹ district ni yẹ nso from all this wrong no ọmụ nyi market ẹnfẹ mẹmba no so wahu nti sẹ ọmụ ẹbẹgye yẹ park a boys ne bọ wọ so abẹyẹ market sẹsẹ ọmụ dada yẹ sẹ yẹ temporary bíbọ wọn àná àfi yẹ tu wọn a ẹna ọmụ nkọ nti park ne deɛ yẹ ntẹ yẹ ọmụ but wọkọ police station akyi wọn a yẹ wọ nkọfo bebree wọ hɔ ọmụ a ọmụ esi wi ọmụ yẹ ẹnyama ẹnsẹ a ọmụ hyehyẹ dan a nketenkete mu a ọmụ betumi ebubu dan egu ayɛ market no but asip sɛ mpanyinfoɔ no ọmụ suro ọmụ mbɛ sɛ ọmụ bɛkɔ na sɛ boys na yɛ okoma yɛ ka yɛ ho pɛ na ọmụ di police fɔ sɛ ọmụ mbra ɛma ha yɛ adwene ba park ne deɛ ɛnyɛ adwuma.
hyɛ the whole budubram say hyɛ yɛ kɔ ne ha yɛ yɛtɔ wɔn ade kura nyɛ yɛ mo sɛ bɛyɛ mbɛ ehu ntumu yɛ kɔ hospital sɛ sɛ ɔbɛka adwuma bɛn na yɛ wasi nsa nyɛ adwuma nso nsa na enidi sisi ɛyɛ adwuma hyɛ yɛ kɔ no kura nyɛ yɛ market so ɛbɔbɔ hyɛ ka wokɔ camp inside hɔ ɛna wɔsi wɔ ekum obi wɔkyerɛ a wɔsi wɔ ekum obi nti saa ɛhɔ no wɔbɔdu na wɔde hɔ no yɛ market ɛyɛ yɛ hyɛ yɛ mɛyinfo beebi a wɔyɛ training wɔ ɛma wɔn sisi mo bɛyɛ adi mo wɔn bɛyɛ yɛ wɔn adwuma no so nso wɔde bɛyɛ market adan yɛbrɛ sɛ ɔmo a mɛyɛ kwan no na ɔmo a yɛ market papa a mɛyɛ ne yɛ nwu sɛ kutu dwuma bi nkɔ so wɔ ha yɛyɛ market papa yɛbrɛ.
wokɔyɛ market wɔ no mo sɛ yɛ ɔba ɛyɛ ɔba a wawo ba na osua adeɛ na yɛsi ntoosi yɛsi amo ɔbɛsi de sua adeɛ wawo ba o yɛsi ntoosi yɛsi amo ɛmu ni o jɛni ni o akɔla no bɛsi de concentrate wɔ dɛ iti
Madam Comfort ASARE back on the line. Madam, if you can hear me. Hello? Hello, Madam ASARE.
Hello.
Good, we apologize for what happened earlier on, but I would want you to summarize your submission.
Okay. I just want to say that the reputation of Ghana needs to be protected because these witches camps have come up severally at CIDAW meetings and CIDAW a convention on elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. It has been coming up. Ghana has been asked to report on it. Ghana has been instructed to close down the camp. That is what is guiding us to take the steps that you've agreed to do, because if you do not do that, the reputation of Ghana is at stake, and we need to protect women, especially the elderly women. It looks as if all our elderly women are alleged to be witches. Ghana is known to be a very religious country, but this witchcraft thing is really destroying our name, and we need to protect our name. We need to protect the rights of people. We need to uphold the human rights that we all commit to, which is enshrined in our constitution. So that is what is guiding us to transform the witches camps into a shelter for those women. Okay,
but ma'am, one last thing. What makes you think transforming those witch camps to welfare homes would desist them from their old attitude?
We are engaging chiefs, we are engaging, let me say, we are engaging traditional and religious authorities. We are engaging them. Some are already doing the right things. Some do not allow such allegations in their jurisdiction. Some are already campaigners. Some are leading the fight to protect the rights of women. So we are expanding our consultations and engagements to bring on board all the leaders that we have not reached out to. Even recently, we have reached them, maybe in 3 weeks' time, we shall go to the north to go and organize a meeting with traditional authorities on the same subject. We want to engage more and more religious and traditional authorities for them to change their attitudes, for them to change their beliefs, and for them to protect the rights of women and girls.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma'am. Thank you. So that was Madam Comfort ASARE, Director of Gender Department, Ministry of Gender, Social and Children Protection. Now moving on to other stories. Some drivers and residents at the Domikwabenya are complaining about the deplorable nature of road in the constituency. The residents expressed shock over the neglect of the Abokobi resident after 6 months of short-cutting of commencement of construction works by the Member of Parliament, Sarah Adjosafo. They threatened not to vote for them until the roads in the area are being fixed.
Government in the 2020 annual budget approved by Parliament touted this year as a year of massive road infrastructure works. Fast forward, some roads in the Domikwabenya constituency have not seen any improvement over the period. Residents are outraged about the state of the roads in the constituency and declared not to partake in any voting exercises until the roads are fixed.
Chairman, unless I go back to Abokobi Road, but it's us politicians who say I did. Or the road, no, 1 year road, no. This is the plan. I said, 10 years, so yes, I'm Panta hospital, I said, I still cry. I said, through Africa, not to form because of road nitty. Massa, besides, road near I can from a better form. Ambulance, I'm a fool at from our cannon because road no brass no.
A driver who spoke to Pan-African News explained how the roads have destroyed their vehicles, leading to constant buying of spare parts.
I have an MP in this area because we be paying taxes all the time, but we don't see what the government is doing about this our road. It's not today. Even it's almost about 2 years now. The road is still in a bad shape like that. So we are appealing to the government to come on our aid and maintain the road for us. And because of during their primaries, we've seen graders, grading the road as if they are going to construct it, but up to now we don't see anything. No road, no vote. That is what we have to say. Because we've been buying spare parts for our cars all the time because of the shape of the road. So that's why we are appealing to the government to come on our aid. If not, no road, no vote. Thank you.
They have called on government to, as a matter of urgency, fix the roads in the area before the elections.
Now, running mate for the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Professor Janano Pokwajiman, in a conversation at the Youth Engagement for Global Action ceremony today, said leaders of the country must support the youth in raising funds for any important business they wish to establish.
We need to encourage all of us, especially our young people, not to be distracted, not to be discouraged by unhelpful cynicism. Please get engaged, stay focused, stay the course, work towards translating the dreams you have into reality. You may ask me why, we'll get there. Distinguished patriots, we know we've celebrated this International Day for a while. The youth organizer has talked about it. But I believe that we also need bold, visionary, and selfless leadership so that we can harness our African youth, all of us, into the force that we need to push this continent forward. I believe that as youthful people, you've all read The Africa We Want 2063. Place is available. Now you have the phones. You know, in my time, I had to go to the library, physically walk to the library, look at the subject catalog, look at the author's catalog, write the name, then go up the stairs and look for the book. Today, you don't have to do that. I know your chats and your friends, they are all important. But also, respectfully, I request that you use some of the time also to see where the big decisions are made that trickle onto your country, so that you can affect the conversations at that level too.
You're still watching Pan-African News on Pan-African Television with me, Yaa Anane Nartey. We'll be back shortly with more news.
It's incredible! Bang on target!
Hello?
Oh, see that sound?
Okay, wait a minute. Why? My wife comes and send a message you. What's hello? What's happened?
It's your child, but also be a quiet say what?
We signed for a fair. I'm so here. My wife not testing messages here. And our office so I'm still like Diana. She says, I
mean, so we a guy man, and may young who could look cry. And also wants a family drilling company limited for Kana.
What's the name? Family Drilling Company Limited.
Ye two borehole, biofuel, biogas, swimming pool, plumbing works in Yinaso, ye be, Frey 0240 333 111 and that's 0244 144 822.
Me and Pa and you want swimming pool me see? Me want to me be family drilling now. Family drilling. Me out with that shit.
10 persons, including a female who trooped onto the street of Teshi to celebrate Kpanshimo, a form of carnival as part of the Homowo celebration, have appeared before an Accra Circuit Court. The 10 have been vigorously charged with failing to comply with restriction imposed to contain COVID-19, reacting with offensive weapons, opposition of offensive weapons and assault on the police officer.
The accused pleaded not guilty and the court presided over by Mrs. Evelyn Asamoah admitted them to bail in the sum of 15,000 Ghana cedis each, with 2 sureties each, one of whom is to be a public servant. They are expected to reappear on August 31, 2020, and the prosecution has been ordered by the court to file their disclosures. The accused that are all unemployed are Akwele Ama, Desmond Mama Mate, Thomas Ajay, Isaac Mensah, Christopher Mensah, John Odoilaye, Emmanuel Ajete, Julius Mama, Matthew Amate and Frank Nnabui. Mr. Cecil Metonuno represented 6 of the accused persons. Prosecutor Chief Inspector Emmanuel Haliga told the court that on July 22, 2020, the Teshi Traditional Council engaged stakeholders including the Kpanshimo Group, a group that usually engages in organizing street carnivals during the celebration of the Teshi Homowo Festival. He said the council in a letter to the group stated that due to the imposition of a restrictions order to contain the spread of the coronavirus pandemic, the Traditional Council was not going to celebrate the 2020 Teshi Homowo Festival in a grand style. Prosecution said the council further directed that all ritual practices should be restricted to the various clans in their various homes with strict observation of the COVID-19 protocols. It said on August 11, 2020, at about 2 o'clock hours, the accused and other 300 accomplices, now at large, defied the restrictions orders in force, trooped onto the major streets in Teshi to celebrate Kwanshimo, a significant activity of the Homowo festival. Chief Inspector Haliga said most of the accused were armed with offensive weapons such as stones, bottles, cutlasses, the knives, attacking people and obstructing road users. He said on seeing the police, the accused and the accomplices resorted to pelting the police with stones and bottles. The prosecution said the rampaging...
It's been 5 months now since the schools has been closed down due to the pandemic, the coronavirus. So today I am here at Mokola Market to speak to some of the stationaries, the book shops, to see how the business has been like since the lockdown of schools. So come with me, let's interview them. I have a nice lady who I'll be speaking to know what is currently happening in the business. And to Ejumano to say.
Jumane dear, Afibia, your tar dear, Cabana, we think I'm cray, or must list better books are my. But this year, a son some of reality field, Munko school into heading Obiama. It is yes, Rabban second Amboa, September. Omi man crown co school, Nanky, a mayor day, and try the Cacramare. For I must say, I'm not rabba. Bear cobe 6 months, no beer, Metoshu, I buy and turn. Near coffee and tears, Sanka September dear, a banning me school, name of Fran and Conaja and Shania Bibi Kakra. Okay.
Since I COVID-19 never know. I'm at your business and I turn textbooks near stationaries, no, and consume my because I'm about this time and it's season time. I started in Colano school, best I to books and crack of him say, you live school. But I locked down about them Colano Fintino, and Toshi, I'm a man about form.
And how often do you purchase stationery?
We do come here regularly, but because of the lockdown, the kids are not going to school anymore, so we stopped coming here. But we've been teaching them at home, so we come here to buy textbooks sometimes.
Okay, you are teaching your words, or are you a student yourself?
I'm a student, but at home I teach my younger siblings because they are not going to school anymore. So we do come here time to time to buy some books.
Hello there.
Hello.
So I see you came to purchase some books. Like, how often do you do this?
Not as often as right now because they are not in school anymore and I don't want her to forget anything. She was in KG1, now she'll be going to class 1. So I called my sister to come and stay with me so that she'll help me teach her. So that's it.
Ya reni ba ye no e manyama ko form kakra nti ebi mutumi nko school this say government fresh say start school no ebi suma start yesterday so ofie ntom
see high schools for na omoko like final year students for
nti final student so mutu to de kakra ro mu de sua de nti say de be ye nti say nyama no afa na e koso nti ebi say na bosum be wuwe kra ebe koso ato aso no mo ato ade fine as say ndo mo to kakra nti say first ni why
nti first na obetumi aton bibi like
first me to ade bi abe 20 million a day o currencies nti agusu na fa de nyama ade ya ready buy say ma to ade 5 million 6 million 7 million 8 million nti me hwe say e bia eno ase nyama Monday no nyama ya do ye nton kra ye to ade be 50 million. Nti ma won say asise the market no egosu babiom but say first.
Still on business, Vice President Dr. Baumia has indicated that following the successful implementation of mobile money payment by the Nana government, about 50 million Ghanaians essentially have bank accounts.
Addressing the youth wing of the governing New Patriotic Party in Accra, Dr. Baumia explained that the triangular feature of the mobile money payment interoperability system, which allows transfer of funds from mobile money account to bank accounts and vice versa, as well as from mobile money or bank account to biometric payment card account, is which means that anyone with a mobile account has a bank account. The Vice President noted that many people are unaware that the world has moved away from the branch banking into branchless banking. He said, currently bank transactions are done without visiting a bank branch or signing a check. Dr. Bawumia further stated that Ghana is the first and only country in Africa to achieve mobile money interoperability. He added that Ghana is now the fastest growing mobile money market in Africa. Mobile money transactions in 2019 amounted to 32.8 billion Ghana cedis, a 215% jump in 2 years. The total number of transactions recorded under mobile money as of December 2019 was 200 million, whereas that of banks was 599,000, just about 3% of the mobile money number. Over 15 million people have mobile money accounts in Ghana.
Up next is our international news from our international partners, People's Dispatch. Now, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has announced on Sunday, August 9th, that the final batch of around 400 Taliban prisoners would be released soon. The decision is likely to pave way for the beginning of intra-Afghan talks this week in Qatar.
On Sunday,